Hi friends, it's Kathy, and welcome to my YouTube video. It's in the cards divination. This week, we're going to be looking at the cards to get a message from our pet or pets that are in spirit. Hi, if this sounds like something that speaks to you today, then please go ahead and listen. There are going to be three piles for you to choose from. I usually do a pick a pile reading. We're going to have three oracle cards, and I will show you them in a minute. And there will be the link to that oracle card in the description box below. So you can then go ahead, uh, pause the video when you're ready, and whichever card resonates for you, then click on that link and you can listen to your reading. If it doesn't resonate, don't worry about it, let it go. Listen to all three if you like. There's no rules in this. So, before we get started, I would like to ask if you would, so kind as to subscribe, click on the like button and the bell if you want to receive more notifications for upcoming videos, as well as leave a comment and let me know if anything resonated for you. I'd love to hear your comments. All right, my dears, we are going to delve into spirit today and see what messages your pets have for you this time. All right. So the first pile is going to have this oracle card. I have no more earthly worries. Okay. It's a beautiful card, isn't it? I have no more earthly worries. Pile two, their card is going to be we have been together in dreams. And this is quite interesting how this happens. So we have been together in dreams. Pile two. And finally, pile three, you have nothing to feel guilty about. So, my friends, if any of these resonate for you, I'm going to try to put them in some kind of order for you. But as I say, in the description box below will be, oh, hang on one second, try to get them in the camera. There we go. I have no more earthly worries. We've been together in dreams. Number two. And number three, you have nothing to feel guilty about. All right. So let's get started and I'll see you in your reading. Hi, Pal One. If you chose this oracle card that I have no more earthly worries, then this is your reading. Okay, we want to see what messages come through from our animals in spirit, our pets and our animals. But before I do that, I'm going to pull another oracle card. Let's see what else they wanted. What's the subject matter, what they really want to say, or what resonates, or what speaks to you. Okay, let's see. What is it they are trying to come through with messages? And then we're going to go into tarot and see what the messages say. Okay, the first one is about cleansing, sage and sacred medicine. Okay, sage. All right. It's about cleansing, and let's see what else we're going to get with tarot on that. All right. Let's see here. All right. What do our pets in spirit want to say to us? What messages? Other than they send their love, of course, because that's the easiest form to bring through is animal spirit, because our animals are pure in their love for us. Okay, so let's see. Let's pull out a tarot card and see what they want to say. Guess what they want to say. Strength card in reverse. Okay, let's see here. You can see that okay. Pull it up a little closer. There you go. The strength card, what I'm getting what I'm seeing right off the boat is that you took care of them at the end. They were very ill for this is a general reading, so you have to remember, pile one. It may not apply, but that's okay. So what I'm seeing here is that they were so grateful because you were there for them, right? Take care of them and to. I'm also hearing some of you actually had to tame them. When I say tame them, I mean they were a little unruly. Maybe they were a little difficult to domesticate or tame this creature. Let me see. Now, this is obviously a lion. That could be that you did have a cat for most of you, clearly. Let's see what else we got. Two of Pentacles upright. And we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So their message, they knew what it is they're telling you what I'm hearing, and they're not being specific, although it is tending to resonate more with either felines, if you had a cat of some type, or a larger pet. Okay. That's then this pile one seems to be speaking to you. First of all, they have no more earthly worries. I feel like for most of you, this creature may have had a rather difficult time here on Earth. And obviously, I feel like they had a chronic sickness for most of them because I'm seeing the strength card in reverse. It's something that may have dogged them. No, no pun intended, because it's not a dog situation for the most part, unless it's one of the larger dogs. For example, the Burmese, the Saint Bernards, the German Shepherds, the big dogs. But I feel like that it was a back and forth situation for them. There were times they were well, there were times they were very sick, and this may have been something that was most of their life. You were there for them and you took care of them. Um, you may have felt you didn't do enough based on the Ace of Swords, like you feel like you weren't being true to yourself or true to them about how well you took care of them, but I'm here to tell you you did. They're very grateful. In fact, when I see this, even though it talks about sage, it actually says sacred medicine. So I'm feeling like you probably were very much, whether you had to take to the vet all the time or doctor, get the medicine. It's about the medicine and the illness, okay? So for most of you, I'm feeling there's also a situation here, and this is very specific. There may have been a pet that required surgery or some type of invasive remedy, and that you did not, you were back and forth on the idea. You didn't know what you should do, whether you should do it or not. You're feeling guilty and you're feeling bad and you didn't do it, maybe. If this is what the card is actually saying, that you didn't actually do it, but and unfortunately it wasn't very long after that they passed and crossed over. They are very grateful. Let me see what we get in the way of, let me just see here. You know what, I'm going to pull another tarot as to how they feel about that, because we always carry so much regret with our animals, right? But I feel like they were kind of sickly for the most part, this creature, or had problems most of its life. Or the other option is that this creature was already elderly when you took them in, whether it was an old cat or an old big dog, and they just didn't have that long to live. You did your best to take care of them, and you really stepped up the game, okay? Let's see, you did everything you could. But unfortunately, it feels too that for some of you, finances may have not been there. You only have so much money and you couldn't put out a lot of money to take care of them. So you're feeling right now you're carrying that heavy load, right? The Knight of Cups, yes, is in the upright, and this creature is telling you, Pawan, do not despair. I'm here to give you a message of love, okay? And here's another idea as well that I'm getting. When you least expect it, they are coming through. So for some of you, are feeling them around you in Pile One, even when you're in the car, the vehicle driving, right? You feel like you can feel their presence. Sometimes we can smell them. King of Cups, yeah, look, yeah, yeah. And that's the energy around it is emotion. So the emotion is when maybe this animal was with you in your vehicle a lot, you took them out with for rides, whatever the case. That's something they really enjoyed. So even though they may have not been in the greatest of health for the most part, they enjoyed that aspect. Okay, Two of Swords. Yeah, see, when you're not, you are like, there's times when you don't even notice, you're not even seeing them. And it's usually, as I say, when you're in your vehicle, when you're not paying attention, driving most likely, or even on your bike, if you ride a bike, when you're not focused on missing them is when you're seeing them. Okay. For the most part, we don't necessarily physically see them. Some people are fortunate enough, they have that intuition and that psychic ability, but you don't actually see them. You see them in your mind's eye, right? And you miss them. So it's when, as I say, it's when you least expect it. They're coming through. I'm trying to think. Let's see. What other aspects of pile one can you tell us and what message they want to give you? Message they have, and I do have some. Pull my other cards here, my other oracle cards. So, number one, I want to say from this oracle card, it was about the medicine for the most part, for most of you, Pawan. It was like you did everything you could. In fact, the medicine made them feel better. Unfortunately, it couldn't cure the situation. I feel like it was a chronic that they may have had, but they want to tell you that you did your best. I'm no longer in pain. I am not suffering, and I have no worries anymore, right? Just like this beautiful cards tells us. I have no more earthly worries. Look at that, eh? Wow, that's awesome. And for some of you, I'm hearing, because of this card, I'm hearing that if this was a big, say, dog or even a cat, even if you had a cat, for those of you that maybe live in the country, that was what they enjoyed the most was being out in nature. Look at the sunflowers and the sunset. Isn't that gorgeous? That's one of the messages. So let's see what other messages we get. Pile one. Just checking my time here. We may be able to squeeze in another. All right, let's see here. What do they have to say to you for the most part? Okay. Cleanse. So it is about cleansing. Okay, that much needed cleansing. Emotional, spiritual, and physical cleansing. But what this tells me, because we pulled the cleansing card twice, once for the sacred medicine, this is about allowing your guilt and your emotions to be cleansed of anything that you're carrying at this time. I feel this heavy, heavy remorse about this creature. There's could even be a large horse, cow. It could be just a large animal. Because for those of you that live in the country, this could be one of those that you really love, and it doesn't matter who it was because you carry that love regardless. But as I say, I feel that they were ill, and what they're trying to tell you now is you need to let go, cleanse yourself of any guilt, any feelings of wrongdoing, like I could have done more, I should have done more. Don't carry that. They don't want you to carry that, okay? They want you to be free and as happy as they are in spirit, okay? So let's do one more with the tarot. Let's see here. What else can they tell us? Or what other messages are coming through for my dear friends, Pawan, for your pet in spirit? What else are we getting? Four of Wands, upright. Knight of Pentacles, again, out riding. That seems to be the predominant theme. I'm hearing even tractor. So for those of, like I say, that were in the country and had those types of things, Seven of Swords. Okay, okay. They had to go. That's what I'm hearing. It was the time. They had to go. Seven of Swords is them running. They had no choice. They were at a point where it could not be fixed. Okay. Their happiest time, my dear friends, look at this. Even bunnies. Oh, pile one. Look, there's little bunnies in the front. So this, if you had a rabbit, this could also apply for you. Look at them inside this little enclave, this little house. They were so happy. You had such a wonderful home for them. They were so content in that home. So, regardless of the situation and what happened there, don't be concerned. Oh, and look, farm. I'm seeing farm again. Look in the background, there's a barn. I think there's a barn there. Let's see. What is something? He's in a field. Okay. Yeah. It's like those were the happy times in the home, outside, and they don't want you to feel that they were taken away from you because they're not gone. Okay. That's what I'm hearing. It's like, but I'm not actually gone. I'm here. And when I say I'm hearing, it's a feeling as well as I can actually hear a voice inside my head, but it's not like the animals speaking English per se. It's almost like in lieu of, it's creating the sounds in my mind. So I'm getting the sense that um, don't feel you if they were old is what I'm feeling. I feel like they were it was time. It was time. I don't feel necessarily based on this reading for the majority of you that they were taken away prematurely. Now, I know, so if this doesn't resonate for you, if your animal, your pet was taken away prematurely, then disregard. But for those of you whose animal was quite senior, it feels to me that there's never enough time, right? It's like you feel like we always want more. But the good news was, even the short time you feel they were there, they were very happy and life was good for them, despite if they had a chronic condition. And if they did have a chronic illness, which sometimes these animals do, and we have to medicate them and keep them well, some of me is feeling like you're feeling guilty that you did that even. For some of you, it's like, should I have done it for this long? Was I being selfish? Should I have had them put down sooner? They were suffering, that type of feeling. That's also what I'm hearing. No, they're telling you all the pain is gone. You gave me the sacred medicine. The sacred medicine is actually more about giving them wellness of the soul. Okay. You were who they were supposed to be with at the end. Okay. So, my dear friends, pile one, your pet is trying to tell you, regardless of the scenario that has gone on here, they love you very much and they don't miss us because they see us anytime they want. It's us who miss their presence, obviously. Tune in, close your eyes, remember them, and every time you think of them, they're there with you, okay? All right, I will see you guys in my next video, Pal One, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now. Hi, Pal Two. If you chose the Oracle card, we have been together in dreams, and this is your reading. This is your message from your pet in spirit. Okay, we're going to pull another Oracle card. And let's see what other information they may have for us, other than you've been together in dreams. So anytime you've dreamt of them, which I know I have myself for my own pets, but when you dream, you're actually getting a visitation from our soul. And even sometimes, even if the dream doesn't make any sense, the context of it or the storyline, it's still a visitation from them because they love us so much and they want us to be happy. Okay, let's see what other message they have from this oracle deck. Okay. Milky Way, Spirit Road. Mm. For me, that speaks about the way to be with them, the way to see them, the way they are. The Spirit Road is talks about the way of getting there, the way it's like when you talk about the bridge, the Rainbow Bridge, but it's actually the Spirit Road could be equated to the tunnel. Some people talk about if they have a near death experience, a tunnel. We won't get into that. We're going to go into that more in a bit. All right. So first, let's start with the tarot. Let's see what their messages are going to be, my friends. Let's see here. All right. Let's see pile two. What can they tell us? Hey, Queen of Wands in reverse. Oh, I'm already getting a message. That's going to be funny. Two of Cups upright. And finally, the King of Wands upright. Okay. This is quite funny, actually. One particular pet is coming through saying, I hated that cat. And I know that sounds bizarre, like they would say they hated something. They didn't hate them. They just, the cat drove them crazy. So if you had a dog or another pet and also a cat in the house, this poor creature did not get along with the cat very well. They would never use the word hate. It's not the right way. That's my own interpretation. But cat, regardless, drove them crazy. Now, if this is you, or pardon me, if this is your pet, who is a cat, because you can see in the upright, right? They always wanted to be around you, especially when you were working on anything. Look at them lying around her neck, but you didn't allow it. You didn't want them hanging around like that. Or maybe for some of you, this cat, and it is specifically a cat in this case, was very aloof and spent time off on its own. It didn't mean it didn't love you. It's just that was his personality. And then there's another pet coming through. If this is the same household, couldn't get enough of you. So loving, wants to tell you how much they love you. And the King of Wands upright is like, for those of you that might have been out at the lake, gone camping, any type of situation like that, that's what they love the most. They just loved being out in nature, hiking, doing any of that type of thing. Being on the road. Oh, I heard that. This is the Milky Way Spirit Road. It's like that, being in the car, going for a ride, a dog, cat, any pet that you took on the road. That's what they loved. And we're going to pull some more cards, my friends. What else have we had? Oh my goodness, you know what? I'm seeing literally somebody had snake or snakes. See the snakes in the background? Yeah, yeah. And now they're around you. Look, 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 look. Oh my goodness. The two of them are they're actually happy in this car, but I'm feeling the actual feeling is they're comforting each other and that they're still around you. Look, the snakes are in the back, they're around you. So even snakes in spirit, some people might cringe if they see that. Snakes are still loved and they're still a pet, right? Okay, what else do we have? This little guy, I don't know if you can see him very well. In the bottom corner, the right side of the screen, but you barely can see him. There's a little salamander there. For those of you, even the smallest of God's creatures that we have as pets love us. So know that they're with you. Like that little salamander is with you, even when you're not aware of it. The snakes, the cat, all your pets, but those ones specifically right now. Let's see. Okay, let's go further in and see what else we have. Okay. The other thing from this reading I'm seeing is no matter if it was a cat, dog, or whatever pet you had, it doesn't matter. What the essence of their message is, I felt like it was the perfect fit with us. That's what I'm getting because we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. And maybe if it was a relationship, if there's a couple here that live together and they have the pet is saying they were leaning more towards the male energy in the relationship. The female loved them a lot, but was a little more standoffish, is what I'm getting. So there's this sense that it was the male energy they were always gravitating to. Okay, that was the other thing I was seeing. We have the Page of Cups in the reverse. Oh, look at fish. There are fish in a bag. Yes, my friends, even fish are important. Oh, Ten of Pentacles. Look at that with the dogs. Yeah, for sure. And finally, we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Okay. What I'm getting from this one is, first of all, the dogs in the Ten of Pentacles. They've been trying to send you a message, I feel, but you're not seeing it. That's what I'm hearing. It's like, I've been around you, I've been at your family gatherings, I've been there when you least even thought I was there, for instance, like Christmas coming up, the holidays, birthdays, any type of celebration. They were there with you and you just did not see them. There was one person that may have actually sensed their presence. Okay. So that's what they're telling me. There's somebody that is a little more spiritual in your family dynamic who may have felt the dog's fish, any pet, they have felt their presence there, okay? Because, and the reason I say this, look at this 10. The grandfather in this picture is actually looking down at the dogs while everybody else is kind of, I wouldn't say ignoring, but going about their business. So when the message hadn't been received by you, perhaps, they want you to know, maybe talk to this person in your family group that they have sensed them around. Now, the other thing is there could be another dog in your family alive that also senses this spirit. That's quite common. You'll see them staring off into a corner or something or barking at some unknown thing, right? And you're like, okay, there's nobody at the door. Who's the dog barking at? What are they barking at? That would be your other dog in spirit or pet that is coming through with a visitation. They sense it, okay? This is about spirit. So, in other words, those of you who are more spiritual and can sense spirit will feel that animal coming through, okay? And their message is, yes, I've been trying to send you a message, but it's just not getting through. So pay attention to any signs that you might get. Fish, for example, here's the fish in the bag dropping out. Again, I feel like there's somebody here, this pet is telling me, that doesn't think necessarily that fish have a soul. And they're here to tell you they do. Every creature has the energy of God in it, or the creator or universe in and love. Okay. So this creature, even though some people might say, oh, it was just a goldfish, or oh, it was just a fish and they flushed it down the toilet, or whatever when it died. No. That creature knows you cared for it, you took care of it, you loved it. You may feel guilty it got flushed or however it died. Some in this case, might have jumped out of the tank and landed on the floor, which is very specific. Don't feel bad. I am there for you, and we've been together in dreams. Again, if you dreamt of them, oh my goodness, right? That is such a wonderful visitation. Let's pull a couple more cards. We have time. Actually, let me pull another oracle for you. Let's see what we get on this. All right. The oracle for pile 2. What else can they tell us? All right. Relationships. Wow. This is how be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. Even a relationship with a pet, especially a relationship with a pet, because we learn, first of all, as humans, about unconditional love that these creatures have for us, which is something that is very important. We also learn how to take care of them. We also, for a lot of us, that's our first situation of death. okay, where we have a loss of a pet. For a lot of children, that's their first um, experience with loss, okay? And so relationships are very important because it helps us in our journey as a human being and to know they're not gone, okay? So let's pull three more. Let's see here. What do we have here? Three more, my friends. What else are they trying to say? Five of Wands. Oh, I'm hearing dog park. Dog park. Okay, what else have we got? Ace of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. They loved it when you played ball with them, played with the toys. That's the message they're coming through with. Nine of Swords. Oh, somebody is spending their time really grieving for their lost pet right now. It's probably still fresh. That's what I'm getting. Please know, this is how they're seeing you. They're in spirit. They're in a happy place. They have nothing to worry about, and you're up at night, sad and perhaps crying and really missing them, especially at the if you had your pet sleep with you. I know myself. They enjoyed being out with the other dogs, the other animals. If this is even if it's a cat, dog park, definitely number one, or the park playing ball. That was their favorite. Please know that stick, see the stick, even playing with sticks, that was to them um, a huge thing, a huge, it's a simple thing. What joy it gave them, okay? Don't feel bad. You've got to stop the grieving. Let me pull another card on that Nine of Swords. Okay. And you know what else they're telling me? And this is what I'm hearing. Even the times you were too busy to play, you feel bad. Don't feel bad. That's what they're telling me. They had so much fun because what it is they didn't have, because they live in the moment, animals or pets. They aren't sitting there harboring grudges like, oh, you didn't play with me. You were too busy to play. Sure, they might feel bad at the moment, but they move on because there's all the other times. There's no harboring of grudges. So you need to let go and forgive yourself for anything that you're carrying about this pet that is really doing this at night. Okay. It's causing you either to stay up awake, you can't sleep, you're sad, you're missing them. You've got to let it go and forgive yourself is what I'm hearing. And don't carry that remorse, okay? That seems to be, of course, the most common thread through most of our pets' messages. They are so happy right now. You have no idea. So I want to actually I'm going to pull another one of these beautiful oracle cards for you to because I feel like there's still such a heaviness around this situation with because it feels for most of you or some of you that it's fresh. It's not that long ago that you've lost your beautiful animal. Let me see here. What else? What other message are they trying to give us? Oh my gosh. I can't make this shit up. Look at this. I am surrounded by loving animals. Oh my gosh. Let me move my fingers up. In other words, look at all the animals in spirit. It's about the spirit road. Look, they are all together. So if you have other pets, look at them hanging out. I gotta put my finger up because that cute is way too cute in the bottom there. Look at. So, my dears, do not despair. They're not alone in spirit. They are surrounded by other pets we've had, other animals. They are special angels that look after them out in spirit if your loved ones aren't there. But there's also family favorites. In fact, for some of you, I see this Ten of Pentacles here as there is a family member in spirit who's looking after them. Could be a grandfather, great grandfather, great uncle, uncle. There's somebody, there's a male energy in spirit who is looking after these dogs. You see in the front? Oh my goodness, that is wonderful. So I hope this gave you some measure of comfort, my friends. and know that they are always with you, and that all you have to do is think of them and see their little faces and remember them and your fun times together, and they're with you. Their spirit is with you. You may even smell them, you may even hear them, you may even feel a brush on the anything and remind you. Especially when you're not thinking about them, then you know they're with you in spirit, from spirit. They're visiting you. Okay, pile two. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now. Hi, pile three. If you chose the Oracle card, you have nothing to feel guilty about, then this is your reading. Clearly, there's people that are that chose pile three, and if this resonates with you, that you're carrying this guilt. Okay, I'm going to choose another oracle card for you to see what messages. And this could be more than one. If you have more than one pet in spirit, this could also be coming from all of them, both of them, or how many ever you have. Because most of us, by the time we get to a certain age, we have more than one. Okay, let's see. What else message did they send to you with their love? Of course. Protection. Cedar, sacred medicine. The tree. I'm also hearing the tree. So tree is important in this particular reading. I'm not sure why the cedar tree specifically. Um, and I don't talk about that in the sense of burning. I'm talking about I'm seeing the cedar tree. There could be an importance to that message. Let's carry on here and begin with our tarot. Okay, let's get started, my friends. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, let me tune into pets or pets. Now, this is a general reading, so it could apply to, more than one, obviously, situation. The Seven of Cups upright, Five of Pentacles upright, and the Queen of Swords upright. It, the message I'm getting is, and what they're telling me is somebody had to make a difficult decision. I mean, I know it says you have nothing to feel guilty about. Somebody had to make that decision to do something for this animal. This animal, you had a bunch of options given to you. This is for the most part, but this could be a very specific reading I'm hearing. Somebody had different options to help this animal, whether they were sick, and you had different things you could try, but you just could not afford it. Ah, that's what I'm hearing. That's the guilt. You just could not justify spending that kind of money, and you're carrying that pain is like, wow. Do not, do not, do not, do not. That's what they're telling me. That was the way it was. You had no choice, right? Okay. This particular one, I'm seeing birds. I'm seeing quite a few birds in this situation. So for those of you that had birds, um, they had a very happy life. They did. And they don't want you to carry that guilt anymore. You made the right decision, okay? So don't feel that I feel like you really struggled. There's no question because we've got the guilt card. You really struggled, but the Queen of Swords tells me you made the right decision based on the pros and cons for the animal, not for yourself. This was about the animal and what was best for them. And it's not just if it was a bird, it could have been any pet in spirit, but the birds are predominant right now for pile three. That's what I'm seeing. All right, let me see. What else do we have here in this scenario for this situation? Guilt. Ooh. Two of Wands, reverse. Three of Swords, reverse. And finally, Eight of Cups. Okay, you're telling me you've got to move on. Please move on. Your pet is saying they don't want to see you hurting anymore. You have been carrying a lot of pain and remorse, and it is eating you up. Even if you don't show it on the outside, it's in the inside, and they know. In fact, what they're telling me is that it's almost like you keep playing this around in your head like a vacuum. It's like you can't let it go. You, there's also some of you that didn't have a choice. And it's still the same. You didn't have a choice, whether you didn't have the money, the resources, the time, the energy, it doesn't matter. You had no choice, is what I'm hearing. You had to make that decision. And it's showing me that they don't hold that against you. You had to let it go. It was a difficult. Another bird, even if it is injured, this bird was could very well have been injured if it was a bird or a pet that you had that was injured. Maybe even surgery was required, but it was out of your hands. You couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it. Whether it was the money or it would just create more suffering for them, is what I'm hearing. You had no choice. Please move on. That's what they're telling me. Let it go. Let it go, my friends, okay? They do not hold you accountable for that. They know you had no choice and they're happy where they are. They don't want you to, they don't hold it against you. That's what I'm hearing. They're not holding it against you. Please know that. Let's pull another oracle card and see what else they're saying. And I'm hearing protection, yes. I feel like some of them could, as I said, they could be your protector guide, and often eagles, crows, ravens, but it could be any bird, and it can be any pet. Let's see here. As I said, cedar. For some reason, cedar is coming through. That could even have been the name of the pet. Um, Sacred medicine. They've been, you know what I'm hearing too, is this means to me also that they have been healed in spirit. Whatever was afflicting them, that you're carrying the guilt, they're healed. They have sacred medicine. And look at the heart shape behind the tree, right? It's love. It's all love. That even might have been their tree. If it was a bird and they loved perch on a branch, a specific branch, if they were, maybe they were a pet, a wild animal as a pet that you had. But somehow they were domesticated with you. Please no, don't carry the money guilt, please. They don't want you to make your life miserable, because of it. They're happy where they are. I can tell you that firsthand. I have brought through many pets, many animals of all kinds, and that's the first thing I get is how happy they are, how much they're around you in love. Okay. Every time you think of them, they're there. That's a fact. The spirit is there. Okay. You may even, if you're a little more sensitive, you may be able to smell, you may be able to feel, see, hear something. Okay, so pay attention. It could be subtle. So don't expect some galloping dog to come running over. It doesn't work that way unless you're extremely psychic. Okay, let me see. What else do they have to say to you? Reach out. Okay. Reach out. Reach out. In other words, it's them. See, that spirit on this side is holding us, the darker shape. Reach out to them when you feel you need them. Listen, as I was just talking about, listen, because it's usually quite subtle. And you will hear, sometimes you will, I've had it where I felt the pause in my leg. I have felt the brush past on my pant leg. I've even smelled my little guy. He has fur, had a smell, and I could smell him one day, and it was out of the blue. I wasn't even really, I wasn't thinking of him at that moment. He'd been passed for a few months, and I was kind of lamenting and sad that I hadn't actually had a visitation, or so I thought, and then I did. So don't be worried and don't carry this guilt. Nothing to feel guilty about. So they're telling you, look, you did the best you could. You gave me a good life. All right. Let's see. What are we getting here? Let's see. What other things can our pets tell us? in spirit. The hangman. Another bird. Look at the bird on his leg. What else? And a tree. Oh my God, I keep seeing this tree. It seems to be a common theme here. The Five of Cups in the reverse, which is better than upright. But again, it goes back to remorse, sadness, and guilt. Forgive yourself. I'm also hearing that. Justice. You did what was right. That's what they're saying. You did everything right. Don't carry that. Let go, forgive, move on. This is a common theme here. I mean, I'm not making this up. And I feel like it is so much, I feel like you are punishing yourself, the hangman. It's like you're sitting there, I've got to punish myself in order to feel exonerated from a guilt. Let go of the guilt. They're like, no, you don't. Bird, he's sitting right on his leg. Even though you don't even notice them, they're there. Okay. In other words, this guy too, he's waiting for a sign. He's waiting for a divine sign, and the bird's right there. So your pet's right there. Even it may not be a bird, it could be any pet. You've been waiting to see them. We were just talking about the signs, and they've been there all along. You just didn't notice. Okay. Um, what else I'm getting? I'm going to pull one more card. The Queen of Pentacles. This is all about nature, okay? So when you're doing even mundane things around the house, the yard, whatever you're doing, the things that we do, the housework, the yard work, anything, gardening, they're with us. And they are there when we don't even realize it. Look at how she's looking at this little part rabbit, part deer. I don't know if that's a jackalope they talk about. But she's looking at him going, oh, I love you. Look at how sweet you are. So they're always going to be with us. But she does have her eyes closed. So, in other words, they're there with you. All you have to do is close your eyes and remember what they look like and how it all felt and how much you love them. And they will come to you. And it doesn't have to be a bird, as I said, although in this pile three, I'm feeling like it's a little more avian. Oh, now this is the devil. The devil tells me that you are holding on. You feel like you have to. It's like, I have to hold on to this guilt and this pain, so I'll feel better about the decision I had to make. It's what I'm hearing from the devil. You're tied to your fears and you're tied to that. It also speaks to me again of you had no choice. You're feeling like you had no choice, but there could be a part of you that is saying, I did have a choice. I could have done this, but I told myself I didn't have a choice. That still tells me you need to let it go. Okay. I'm going to pull one more oracle card because this is such a heavy reading. This pile three, there's a ton of guilt and remorse around it, and the cards are speaking very plainly of it. So I want to see what else. What other message does your sweet pets have in spirit for you? Okay, let's see here. Ah, I have a new understanding. In other words, they have a new understanding of how things really are on the other side. And you say, what is that understanding? Well, oh, I'm just a thought away. I'm just a thought away. And look at that little dog there. Oh my gosh, how beautiful. So please know that your animals and pets and spirit are just a thought away. As I said, that's all you have to do is think about them and they will be there for you. Please let go. Your decision, you made the decision. You had to do what you had to do. You had maybe some other choices you had to make or other things were going on in your life at the time and you feel like you didn't have a choice and that's okay. Some of you, maybe deep down you did have a choice. Well, sure, if we had the money or whatever it was that required you to make that choice. Maybe, as I say, this poor creature was really suffering and you're sitting there thinking, yeah, but I could have done this, 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 or this if I had enough money or enough time or whatever. No, 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 please don't carry that. Even I do in my own, my last pet, and I had no choice. He had lung cancer and there was nothing they could do. I still carry, but maybe I could have found it sooner. No, there are some things that are supposed to happen. Now, it's a sacrifice that we make when we love. Okay, so pile three, I hope you are able to forgive yourself and let go of the guilt and know that you gave them a great life, even if it was short for some of them. Do not be concerned. It's not about the quantity, it's quality. So, my friends, know this, your pets love you and they're with you always. Okay. And I'm speaking from experience. I've seen it. So, I hope you enjoyed this reading and something resonated for you. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.